page 329, section 5.1, number 10. Over here, we're going to factor out the greatest common factor. We have 15r minus 45. So when we're going to do this, we're going to factor out the common factor. Step 1, you're going to draw empty parenthesis. Step 2, you're going to check, can the smaller number go into the large number? Can 15 is a smaller number? Large number is 45. Can 15 go into 45? 15 times 3 is 45. So here you can see both numbers, there's 15. So the common factor is 15. So we're going to take out the 15. Even there are two 15, so only take out one 15. The next, you're going to check, can you take out any other number or variable? Over here, we cannot take out anything else. So whatever you cannot take out, you're going to leave that inside the parentheses. So for the first number, we have r minus 3. Then that's our answer. Okay. Now let's look at number 12. Number 12, we have 9 plus 27x. Again, factor out the common factors. Step 1, we're going to draw empty parenthesis. Step 2, we're going to check, can the smaller number go into large number? 9 times 3 is 27. So the common factor is 9. So here I'm going to factor out the 9. So 9 goes out. Then after that, whatever you cannot take out, you're going to leave that inside the parenthesis. So here you can see for the first number, this number right here. Okay, for the first number. Okay, over here, this number right here, we factor out everything else, nothing left. If nothing left, you take out all the number, you must put a 1. So be 1 plus 3x. Then that's your answer. Now let's look at number 16. Number 16, we have 9z4 plus 81z. So step 1, we're going to draw empty parenthesis. Step 2, we're going to check, can the large number go into the smaller number go into the large number? So 9 times 9 is 81. So here the common factor is 9. So we're going to factor out the 9. Next, both numbers there's z. Okay, both numbers there's z. If you have the same variable, you always take out the smallest one. The smallest one is just a z. So if I take a z away, over here become a 3. So z goes out. Next, whatever you cannot take out, you're going to leave that inside the parentheses. So the first number has z to the third power left plus 9. And that's my answer. Now let's look at number 22. Number 22, we have 6p3 minus 3p squared minus 9p4. So step 1, I'm going to draw empty parenthesis. Step 2, we're going to check, can the smaller number go into the large number? 3 can go into 6. 3 times 2 give me a 6. 3 times 3 is 9. So the common factor is a 3 for every number. So the common factor is a 3. So even there are 3 3s. So when we write out the common factor, we only need to write 1 3. So only 1 3 goes out. Next, let's factor out the variable. Every number there's a p. So when you factor out the same variable, always take out the smallest one. P squared is the smallest one. If I take p away, I only have 2 left over here. If I take 2 away, 2 away, I only have 1 left over here. So p squared is outside. Next, whatever you cannot take out, you're going to write that. You're going to write that inside the parenthesis. So I have first number p 2p minus. For the second number, here you can see we take out everything. If nothing left, you're going to put a 1. The minus, for the third number, we have 3p squared. Then that's our answer. Now let's look at number 20. Let's look at number 26. 26, we have 5r 3s to the 5th power plus 10 r squared s squared minus 15 r 4 s squared. Okay, factor out the common factor. Step 1, we're going to draw an empty parenthesis. Step 2, we're going to check, can the smaller number go into all the big number? 5 can go into 10. 5 also can go into 15. So here, my common factor is a 5. So I'm going to factor out the 5. So 5 goes out. Only write 1 5. Okay, 1 5 goes out. Next, over here, for r, I always factor out the smallest exponent, okay, smallest one. So r squared is the smallest one. So if I take 2 away, I have 2 left. If I take 2 away, I have 1 left. So r squared is outside. Next, let's look at s. Again, take out the smallest one. S squared is the smallest one. So s squared, here s squared, everything goes out. Over here, if I take 2 away, I have 3 left. So s squared goes out. The next, whatever you cannot take out, you're going to leave that inside the parentheses. So first number, we have r s to the third power plus 2, then minus 3r squared. Now, number 48. Number 48, here we have 2k plus 2h plus jk plus jh. So here they ask us to do factor by grouping. Every time they ask you to factor by grouping, you will have 4 numbers. Okay, 99%. Okay, you're going to group the first 2. Okay, so here you're going to group the first 2, then you're going to group the last 2. So just think, first 2 will be on one team, the last 2 will be on different team. So for the first 2, you're going to find out the common factor for the first 2. So draw empty parenthesis. So the common factor for the first 2 is 2. Both have 2. So 2 goes out. Inside the parenthesis, I have k plus h. Next, you're going to bring down your middle sign. My middle sign is plus. Then after that, we're going to find out the common factor for the last 2. The common factor for the last 2 is j. Both have j. So j goes out. Inside the parenthesis, I have k plus h. After that, okay, you look number inside the parenthesis. Okay, so the number inside the parenthesis over here. Okay, number inside the parenthesis. Let me change the color. Actually, I cannot change. That's okay. So number inside the parenthesis over here. Number inside the parenthesis must be exactly the same. Over here, the number inside the parentheses, they are exactly the same. So here, you only need to pick one. Doesn't matter. Pick the one you like. Doesn't matter which one. So be k plus h. You only need one of that. Then next, you draw empty parenthesis. You go back to the previous steps. Whatever's outside of the parenthesis, you're going to bring everything into that empty parenthesis. And that's the answer. Now, let's look at number 50. Okay, number 50. Number 50, I have 3ma plus 3mb plus 2ab plus 2b squared. Again, factor by grouping. Okay, 99%, we're going to group the first 2, and then we're going to group the last 2. So let's find out the common factor for the first 2. For the first 2 number, both have 3m. So 3m is the common factor, so 3m goes out. Then we have a and b left, so a plus b stay inside the parenthesis. Next, bring down my middle sign. My middle sign is plus. Let's find out the common factor for the last 2. So draw another parenthesis. So the common factor for the last 2 will be 2 and the b. So 2 goes out. If I take 1b away, 1 left. So 2b goes out. Then inside the parenthesis have a plus b. The next number inside the parentheses, they are exactly the same. You only need one. Doesn't matter which one. Pick the one you like. So just one of the a plus b. You draw empty parenthesis. You go back to the previous steps. Whatever's outside of the parenthesis, you're going to bring everything into that empty parenthesis. Then that's the answer. Now, let's look at number, let's look at number 58. Okay, number 58. Number 58. We have 2a to the third power plus a squared minus 14a minus 7. So let's do factor by grouping. Let's find out the common factor for the first 2. The common factor for the first two, both have a, so it will be a squared. So one left over here. So a squared goes out. Inside the parenthesis, we have 2a plus 1. Again, if nothing left, you must put a 1. Okay, you must put a 1. So a squared, everything goes out. You must put a 1 for the a squared. Bring down the middle sign. This sign is minus. Let's find out the common factor for the last two. 7 can go to 14. 7 times 2 equal to 14. So the common factor is a 7. So 7 goes out. Inside, we have 2a minus 1. Again, if you factor out every number, all the number, you must put a 1. So we factor out the 7. So we must put a 1. Now you look number inside the parenthesis. Now we have a little bit problem because here you can see the sign. 1 is plus, 1 is minus. Why is that? Okay. The reason why is that because my middle sign this time is what? It's minus. If your middle sign is minus, you must switch the last sign. If it's minus, you must change to a plus. If plus, you must change to a minus. Now, everything inside the parentheses, they are exactly the same now. So we just write down one of them. So 2a plus 1. Then you're going to draw an empty parenthesis. You go back to the previous steps. Whatever's outside of the parenthesis, you're going to bring everything into that empty parenthesis.